strangers. Believe me when I say, loving me is loving danger. Your heart is bound to break. I walk alone in the night, neath the pale moon. Loving's for the fools. Baby, beware of my bite. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf.
Hey guys, welcome back to Elvis Car Reviews. I hope that every single one of you is having a beautiful day, and I hope that you are staying safe during these difficult moments. In today's video, we are going to check out a 2020 Chevy Camaro V6. The 2020 Chevy Camaro V6 comes equipped with a 3.6 liter V6 engine making 335 horsepower and 284 pound-feet of torque. It can be had with a 10-speed auto, which will give you a 0 to 60 time of 5.2 seconds, or a 6-speed manual, which will give you a 5.4 seconds 0 to 60. Paddle shifter is actually a real paddle shifter. Why I'm saying that? Well, before, the previous generation or the previous paddle shifter, when you put it in sports mode and then you floor it, if it's you taking too long to shift, the car will shift for you. But this is a true paddle shifter. Like when you put the car in sport mode and you turn off the traction control, it will shift like the first 2 gears, and after that, if you don't shift, it will hold on to that gear. Takes a long time to go down.
Yeah, it does.
In this race with the Mustang, for example, I downshifted to second gear manually, and then I floored it when the race started. The car shifted to third and to fourth, and then just stopped. That's why I noticed the Mustang coming by and flying by. When I looked at the odometer, I noticed that the car was just sitting at the red line. It was sitting at 8,000 RPM or 7,000 RPM, whatever red line of this car is. And unless I shifted manually, it wouldn't move. So I had to shift manually into fifth, but it was too late. The race had already been lost. So it is an annoying feature. I like the fact that it's a true paddle shifters, that you can actually shift the gear and it's very responsive. But they could have made it either it completely shift for you, or it doesn't shift and you have to do all the shifting. I'm not trying to make any excuse why I lost the race. The car was a full bolt-on V6 anyway. I would have lost regardless. Now back to the review. Well, this car is fairly equipped for what it is. You have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The visibility is still similar with the previous generation, unfortunately. So if you really care about visibility, get this car with the optional lane departure warning and all those things. It will help a lot. If you don't care about visibility, then you will be just fine. It's decently equipped for the price, and Chevy really reduced the price of these vehicles, especially if you go build one brand new. They reduced the price of this vehicle, and it's not really selling very well. You can always get a lot of dealer rebates when you work into a dealership. So it's a very good car to buy. Decently equipped. The front seat feels comfortable enough. It's no Rolls Royce, but it feels comfortable enough. And one of the other thing I like about the interior is just how simple it is. I mean, it's just flat looking, and it is a sports car. You don't have too many distracting things, too many. You don't have any, anything that stands out really. The only thing you are focused on while driving this car is driving. That's really what I like about this car. Fuel economy. I mean, it's a V6. The official number are 19 city, 29 highway. But what I like about this car is its ability to shut down 2 cylinders and just run on 4, which increase the fuel mileage. So with a single tank, with a full tank, you can drive over 400 miles with this car. Over 400 miles. If you look carefully in this video of the odometer, you will notice that the fuel range is way over 400 miles. And then look where it says V6. Depending on your throttle input, it will drop into 4-cylinder. Just be careful, look at it. You will see it switching from V6 to V4, which is when it dropped to the 4-cylinder. It's a pretty cool feature, and it makes this car just a perfect all-around vehicle. At no point during the time I had this car, I felt like I needed more power. Let me explain. You see, this car may only make 335 horsepower and 284 pound-feet of torque, but you feel like you get all of the power all the time. It's much easier to drive than the SS with 455 horsepower. It's lighter than the SS, which means you can... The SS limit, with independent rear suspension and everything, is a pretty fun car to drive, very stable on the road and stuff like that. But I feel more confident taking corners at high speed with this V6 than the SS, just because the nose is lighter and the overall driving experience is much more enjoyable. I can only imagine having this car in the 1LE form. I mean, I think this V6 Camaro is the perfect middle, and I would, despite the fact that I've owned a V8 Camaro, the 2016 SS, if I had to do it again, I will get the V6 1LE just because it's the perfect balance. It's, the 4-cylinder Camaro, for example, makes more torque than this, 295 compared to 284. But if you buy the 4-cylinder Camaro, you will regret why you didn't get the V8, just because you will get used to that power very quickly. The SS, unless you take it to the drag strip and really use all the 455 horsepower, you won't really enjoy it that much. You will always try to be extra careful. While this one, you can be reckless with it and the car will respond. Also, I found the 10-speed automatic a little jerky. It keeps trying to find out which gear to be in, and which can be very annoying depending on your throttle input. So if you are serious about enjoying the car, I will ask you to get the 6-speed manual. Again, if you can afford it, just go for the 1LE. You will not regret it. And because this car, again, is very slow to sell, they are incredible deals. Like some dealers are just dumping these cars. Despite some of its shortcomings, like the small opening of the trunk, the lack of visibility, this is still a great option if you're looking for a performance vehicle, especially the V6. If you want to have more fun, get the V6 1LE. If you can't afford it, believe me, you will just have as much fun as with this regular V6. If you want more control of the vehicle, get a 6-speed manual. If you want to be able to shift quickly or to want something a little faster, get the 10-speed auto. This, if you want something with decent fuel economy, get the V6. Don't get the 4-cylinder. Why? Because The 4-cylinder is fun if you're just trying to drive it like a grandma's car. As soon as you floor it and that turbo starts spooling, you will lose all that fuel economy. So it's not even worth it. And again, this V6 Camaro has the ability to shut down 2 of its cylinder and become a 4-cylinder. So it's a win-win. You get the power of the V6 when you need it, and you get the fuel economy of a 4-cylinder when you just want to cruise along, which is a perfect combination. And for pricing reasons, it's cheaper than the V8 Camaro, so that's another reason to get this V6 Camaro. So to the question, should you buy one? The answer is yes. If you can afford it, buy this 2020 V6 Camaro, whether with 10-speed or the 6-speed manual. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you are stopping by for the first time, do not forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next upload.